So, okay, so I can't click. There we go. All right. So the title of my talk is Artificial Intelligence Learning Simulation Model to Support Healthcare Professionals. All right. Hopefully you've gone to my website now and you've got access to that. At the end of this presentation, we're going to be doing an interactive display together. What we'll be doing is we'll be using those buttons. So in the first instance, we'll just use one finger to tap on the left and right button. Then we're going to recreate the simulation again, but you'll use two fingers. Okay. So what is this model that I'm proposing? It's a four-stage model. So when we're talking about training healthcare professionals, or as some of you have identified, making people aware about the different projects that you're working on, there are approaches that we can take. The first is a pre-test to establish a little bit about the stakeholders' prior knowledge. What is their tacit knowledge? What is their professional knowledge? Then, instead of doing a normal training that you might do, where it's procedural and then you have a written test at the end, have any of you done any simulation learning where you've used either augmented reality or, okay, a couple people? All right, okay. So I was a postdoc researcher at Bournemouth University for the School of Health and Social Science, where we were researching quite extensively face-to-face and online simulations. So you've got this role play where the learners actually get to apply the knowledge. That's what we're looking at. And arguably, one of the most important parts is the debriefing. After you go through that simulation, how can you unpack it? What reflection can you have on the learning? And then the final stage of this model is the evaluation. Okay, now that you've gone through the simulation, have you met the learning outcomes? So, as I say, with the pre-test, what we want to do is establish this prior knowledge. What do the people come into the learning experience with before? So it's not tabula rasa, it's not blank slate. So with a pre-test that can be generated either by the tutor or the learning facilitator, they can put together a type of multiple choice quiz type question. But if we take a kind of Web 2.0 learner generated content approach, we can get the stakeholders, the learners, to use AI tools to also help generate a pool of questions in that specific subject area. Then the next stage of this is the actual simulation. All right, so now how are we going to create a scenario for the students to go through and experience and apply that knowledge? Well, as I say, we want to be able to identify what their prior knowledge is, and we can get the students, we can get them to work with the tutor, and the tutor can also use an AI generator to develop this script. So we have the script for the stakeholders to go through the scenario. While, just like what David is doing, while this is going on, we're also recording the event. Well, okay, stage 3 then. They've gone through the simulated experience. Now it's time to debrief. Now it's time to talk about what they experienced, what their feelings were. Did they achieve the solutions that the tutor was expecting? What unknowns came about? So in this case, we can have the moderator working with the students in a Socratic discussion circle, as we're trying to simulate here. So you're sitting in a circle, and what we're trying to do is, through this debriefing model, get an opportunity to match that against the learning outcomes, what the tutor was expecting the participants to do. But now David has also worked with me on some projects in the past, and he's a big advocate of using digital twins. So along with having a face-to-face human debriefing facilitator, you could also have a digital twin involved with that process as well. So here's an example, if this is going to work, David, because I wanted to play this. Here we go. Oh, we're not getting sound though. Oh, that's all right. Of a workshop that we did at Bournemouth University, where we had this Socratic discussion circle with some presenters that were in the room face to face, but did their presentations as digital twins. So in the first part, they watched on the screen the digital twin presenting their positions about the use of artificial intelligence. And then David's there in the background on the screen, and I'm over there with our partner from Claxon, which is a collaborative platform I'll show you at the end that we could do some mind mapping with. Okay, so now we get to the last stage, the evaluation. Here, we started with some learning outcomes, and now we need to map the transcript from that recording of the event to see whether or not these learning outcomes are achieved. So the AI agent can be used along with this in order to search out keywords and map that over to what the keywords are in the learning outcomes. Following that, we also want to match that over to the quiz results that we had. So what we're trying to do is what is referred to as an IKSAD assessment model, rather than a criterion-based, which you've all experienced in the past, where you have to do a written exam. Here, what we're doing is we're matching the starting knowledge to the knowledge that is resulted after the simulation. And then we'll also collect quantitative and qualitative data through surveys and interviews, where we can identify the levels of confidence that the people have changed in going through the simulation as well. Now, does everybody have your device ready? I hope this is going to work, David, without having. Oh, and by the way, this model we're putting forward to Bureau of the British Education Research Association for a grant as well. All right, so you should all be in position now. What we're going to do is this interactive game, which is going to illustrate now this IKSAD assessment approach. All right, this pre and post. Yep, that's it. Okay, so in a moment, I'm going to ask you on your screen to press the left and right button with just one finger, which is then going to go into this sprint, this 100-meter dash, and the faster you do it, the faster the runner goes. All right, are you ready?
So it's continuous. You want us to go beep, beep,
Yeah,
beep,
yeah, exactly.
It's on the touch screen, not.
It's if you're you can use keyboard. That's why I use the arrows. If you're on a keyboard, you can do left and right arrow, but only one finger for the first test. And then if you're on a phone or a touch device, you can use the.
Do I know which number I am?
You're number 5.
Okay.
No, excuse me, number 4 in this one. Number 4.
Oh, I see. I've got the color.
Yep. Okay, so let me see if let's hope that this is working. Don't press yet. Wait. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear. We'll see if you can hear. Okay, ready? Wait. Set. Go. Okay. All right. Come on. Press it, people. Come on. Faster. You're not doing very well. Come on. The faster you press it. Left, right, one finger. Keep going. Oh, this is the worst group, I think, David, that I've ever worked with this. Oh.
Mine's moved. Yeah.
All right.
I might have.
Oh, oh, no, okay, all right, okay,
Yeah, same
well,
here.
Did yours
Yeah,
do like that?
Yeah, it went, yeah.
Yeah.
it moved on, all right,
Yeah.
okay. It still was working though, the data was still going in.
Which
All right,
which
so,
which runner was I?
number 5, oh, you were all the same.
You went
You're all the
backwards.
same, number 4, which, came in 5th place with, 15.404 seconds
For
Wow.
100
Alright.
meters.
for the 100 meter, yeah, that's
Well,
pretty
somewhere.
pathetic, guys.
So,
So
that's your individual, that's a collective figure.
That's, yeah,
Oh.
as each of you pressed, the data went in.
I will say to you, a team is only as good as its weakest link.
But don't worry, we're gonna give you another chance, you got another chance now, but this time, we're changing the intervention, and instead of one finger on each, now you can use 2 fingers. All right, so we'll see if that, makes a difference. All right, so this is race number 2, are you ready?
Yeah.
Wait, now don't start pressing until
I'm doing
they
it
say
already.
go.
Stop
All right, No, 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 no.
How many
Don't,
disqualifications?
don't do that. Here we go, ready? Go, 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 pressing now, both fingers. You're going better in a moment, for a moment. Keep going, oh, looks like you're going really fast.
Why is
Oh,
it so
come on.
Ah,
good progress.
Oh.
no,
All right,
I won.
that's,
okay, so you improved, but give yourself a hand. Nice job. This time, by going 2 fingers at a time, you managed to come in first place with 13.78 seconds.
Because we knew.
All right, so this is illustrating now this IKSAD assessment model that I'm talking about. How is it doing that? Well,
I'm sure it wasn't fixed.
well, if we are looking at an external assessment criteria, then we might be saying, all right, well, how does your time, okay, compare against another measurement? All right, so for example, Usain Bolt's 9.58 for 2009 is the world record. So we could compare your result against his world record. Another external might just be to say the Olympic record. Okay, how did we compare against the Olympic record? All right, or in this case, on this particular track, we have a course record by Joe Bloggs in 2024, where he did 9.9 seconds. All right, so this gives us a chance to take a look at your performance, your knowledge, your skills, your capability in performing in that simulation compared to an external criteria. However, if we're looking at a simulation for the healthcare worker, it might be that what you're doing is you want to do a personal best. So if any of you, for example, do park run, I know David is into his fitness. Does anyone do park run here?
I used to be.
Okay, a couple people doing park run. You know, there, the object isn't to necessarily be first, but to beat your personal best, your personal record, your PB, or survive, yeah, or finish. So in this case, then what you're doing is you're measuring against yourself, or we could be looking at it and saying, how are you in relationship to that group, that particular cohort, which means then that, well, we went from 5th place to 1st place. So you have an improvement in that situation as well. So our conclusion would be that our intervention, the change that we've made by going from 1 finger pecking on the simulation to doing 2 was an improvement. So you've improved in your performance. Please do go to my website and have a look at some of the other research that I've been doing in terms of webinar design and simulation learning. There is on a little bit further down a survey that I'd ask you to contribute to. And as I mentioned in that other video, a company that I'm working with is called Klaxon. And they've got a fantastic collaborative environment where I've put together a mind mapping exercise. So you can go in and take a look at that and do that as a kind of reflective activity. So after thinking about this madness that I've exposed you to, you can throw in some little tags and add to create a collaborative mind map. And I think that's it for me. I think I'm in my 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
Very good, thank you.